Hello everyone, welcome to Code and Grow. Today we are going to learn about 7 super useful tricks for JavaScript developers. So let's get started. First one, method parameter validation. So JavaScript allows you to set a default value for a parameter. For example, let me uncomment this function. And instead of this function, we can set an default value of as 4 for this function, and let me save this file. And I'm using Node for this project. The file name is index.js. And here we are not providing an argument for this function, so when it prints, we are going to see 4 as an output. Yes, if we change the value to 6 and save the file and run it again, we are going to 6. So this is a default value for this function. So what if we can have a default function where we can check or validate the given parameter? So that's why we are using is required. So if the user, if you provide an argument, let me save this file, clear the window, and run it. We are going to see 2, but when we do not provide an argument over here, we are going to see an error. Let me clear this, and let me make it this full screen. Run it again. Sorry, okay, I didn't save this file. My bad, I'm sorry. Okay, now let me run this. Yeah, we are getting error from line 6. The line 6 is where we are having that function. So yeah, this is a useful method you can try for input validation and etc. So let's move on to the second one, for formatting JSON code. You would be quite familiar with JSON.stringify by now, but you are aware that you can format your output by using stringify. Yes, you can format it. It's quite simple actually. First, let me show what JSON.stringify does. Let me clear the terminal, and let me uncomment this line. So here we are passing an object where we consist of name as John and age as 23. And with the help of JSON.stringify, we are converting the object to JSON format. So let me save this file and run it in the terminal. We are going to see an unformatted JSON object. So if you want to format this, we can actually use this one. In the stringify method actually takes 3 inputs. One is the object, and the second one is the replacer, and the third one is space. Here we are not going to use the replacer, so we are going to insert it as null. This is where we can this is the in the third input we can specify the format value. So let me uncomment this line and save it. And run it in the terminal. So here you can see the difference between unformatted JSON object and formatted. So with this method you can make use of it. Let me open my terminal. Okay, yeah. Let's move on to the next topic. Removing falsy values from an array. There can be an instance where you might want to remove falsy values from an array. Falsy values are values in JavaScript which evaluate to false. So for example, undefined, null, NaN, 0, empty string, false. These all values is equal to false. So the easiest way to filter out these falsy values is to use this function. So I am defining an array where I have undefined, null, 0, and hello world. So instead of these falsy values, and you want hello world, this one, we can use this filter function, where you can filter out the a true value. So let me uncomment this and show you. Save this file. Create the terminal and run node index.js. You can see we are printing hello world. So you can make use of it to get true value instead of false values. So let's move on to the next topic, that merge several objects together. So if you are having several objects, like here we are having the object of user where we have name and gender, and here we are having object of college where it consists of primary and secondary, and here we are having object called skills. It consists of the skills of the user, the programming, swimming, sleeping. So if you want all this object in a single object called summary, we can make use of its spread operator, which is this ... Let me show you. First of all, what the spread operator does is it separates all the values from this object and put it in the new object, like we are mentioning here. So let me uncomment this and save the file. Open the terminal. Yeah, here you can see the summary object consists of all the objects value which are present in the other objects. So you can make use of it if you want to merge several objects. So let me comment this. Let's move on to the next topic. Sorting number array. And in JavaScript, arrays come with a built-in sort method. So instead of creating our own sort function or sort algorithm, we can make use of it. So here I am having an array of random values. So if you want to sort this array, we can make the use of this sort function. You may think what's happening here. You are providing a function to compare two elements in this number array to the sort method. This function helps us to receive the correct output. So let me show you now. Save this file. Yeah, let us compare this. Yeah. As you can see, the numbers are sorted in an ascending order. So what this sort function does is, it takes two values, compares two, and with this it just checks whether the value A is equals to value B. If it's true, it checks whether the value A is greater than the value B. If it's true, it gets passed to this sorted array. So if you want to sort in any array, you can make use of it. So let's move to the next topic, which is called destructuring with alias. So the destructuring assignment syntax is a JavaScript expression that makes it possible to unpack values, as you can see here. So let me explain it. We are having an object called which has a number key with 10. And if you want this object, instead of you putting console.log object dot number, so instead of putting this, you can make use of this object destructuring, where you can destructure the number properties from this object. Let me show you. Let me uncomment this, save this file, clear the terminal, and run. As you can see, we are printing the number 10. So what if you want, instead of having number, you want a different variable name. So you can make use of this, where we are specifying that we want the number property from this object, but in a different variable name. So we use the colon to specify that. So let me explain. We are console logging the other number. Save this file. I can change the number to. Save this file. Clear the output. Yeah, we are getting the number. Let me uncomment this. Let's move to the next topic. Getting the last item in an array. If you want to take the elements from the end of an array, we can use slice method with negative integers. So here we are having an array which has a random values. So if you want to basically in array the first number is the first element index of the first element is 0, and so on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we don't know the last element, so we cannot put a random value. So instead of putting a random value, we can put -1, which default specifies the last element of an array. Let me show you. Here we are putting array.slice and -1, which specifies we want last number in that array. So let me save this file. So, okay, here we are getting 7, which is the last number. So if you want last two numbers of an array, you can specify -2, which takes -1 and -2 and provide it as an array. Let me save this file. Printed 6 and 7, which is the last two numbers, and so on. If you want last three numbers or last three elements in an array, you can make use of this too. -3, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, that's it guys. If you find this video useful, make sure you like, share and subscribe. Thank you.